God bless with breath in these lungs. Life too short to play it on speed run. Only get one, no option to rerun. With Babylon goes too high to reach them. Down to earth, stay grinding when storms come. Rat race, only one to run from. Better say cheese, but saying split in the funds. Living in the moment, I ain't worried about none. I'm straight chillin', back against the wall, too acquainted with the feeling. Might get lost tomorrow, find a way if I'm willing. Only fear God, not sweating his lost children. Price on my head, exported a few trillion. Doing side missions, whatever I'm feeling. I'm built different, cruise with no ceiling. Sun shining on me, boy, I'm indifferent. Go! Come on, let's go. I don't know what comes next, but I couldn't care less. I refuse to feel stress. There's no fear in my chest. Hit a boom with my steps. Walk away from the pain I've been through. This feeling I'm feeling is brand new. This is the moment I break through. I ain't really with it back forth. You can keep the hustle, homie. I can bear it all. Bull-headed in the market like you asked for. Then I saw you move the target like a matador. Come on, I'm ready to go get it like a Labrador. Dog days done and I'm tired of the tug of war. Broke off the leash and I ain't going back no more. I've been better ever after like Barrymore. Hold up, let me reset. Living in the matrix, used to sequence. I cracked the code, popped out the subnet. Walk around like I found a 20, that's a dubstep. Living in the moment, did you notice that ain't up yet? You can put the pressure on me, I ain't dropping one sweat. Used to be stressed hard, beating like a drum set. Breathe, stretch, let it go. Everybody need a refresh, go. Come on, let's go. I don't know what comes next, but I couldn't care less. I refuse to feel stress. There's no fear in my chest. Hit a boom for my steps. Walk away from the pain I've been through. This feeling I'm feeling is brand new. This is the moment I break through. I don't know what comes next, but I couldn't care less. I refuse to feel stress. There's no fear in my chest. Hit a boom for my steps. Walk away from the pain I've been through. This feeling I'm feeling is brand new. This is the moment I break through.
Well, hello there. I didn't
Hello.
see you there. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How you do?
Congratulations, NCR.
Yes,
My
congratulations.
heart is
NCR.
overflowing with joy.
What did you do?
Yeah.
Just wait.
Just now, how well do you know Polk County, Florida?
I know it fairly well.
Well,
I
you
there.
know it a lot better now.
Yeah, apparently you do because Gia, you want to tell him?
You are now married to 100+ people from Polk County.
Who
How
were
did you pull
all
that
at
fucking thing
a
off?
strip
Yep.
club.
Strip club. Yep.
It was a
I need a
brawl.
link to verify this area if I know it or not.
It was a brawl at the strip
What
club.
was it called? The lumber yard or something?
Something like that. I don't
The
remember.
lumber
It was
yard
so
or the log
long
yard
ago.
strip club. Yep.
But we married you off to everybody in the parking
Can
lot,
somebody
everybody
DM
in the
me a
building.
link to this, please, so I can see
But
if it's...
hold, you can't, because right now we're going to have a mystery guest who's going to be here for one specific thing.
Yep.
Hello, mystery guest.
Mystery
Can
guest.
you hear us?
My darling.
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Darling.
Yes, mystery guest. You're here just to sing to Mr.
I may be the lumberyard. I may be the lumberyard.
Yes, you're
Yes,
here
you
to
may be.
sing to Mr. Pope Phil, mystery guest.
Yep.
So have at it.
He can hear me. Oh gosh, he can hear
Yes,
me.
Yes.
We
they
can
can
all
hear
hear
you.
you,
He
baby.
can hear you.
Baby.
Okay.
I'm gonna have lumber too.
How do you want it, baby?
Oh.
Do it as sexy as possible.
Sultry. Sultry.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy
Oh.
birthday to you.
Yeah, and many more.
Oh wow.
And many
Yay!
Zach,
Ooh, I'm
more.
feeling moist.
And many
I need, yes, I
more.
am moist. I am moist. I need a
Thank you,
cigarette.
mystery
I
guest.
need a cigarette.
Yes,
The,
I need
Oh,
I
my
do
vape.
too.
just smoking a
I do
whiskey, for
too.
God's sake.
yes, yes.
Thank
Thank you,
Damn.
you.
mystery
Thank
guest.
you.
You
That was
are
wonderful.
welcome.
That
And
You
was
are welcome.
wonderful.
My
yes,
little muffin top.
have a wonderful night, Miss Mystery
All
Guest.
right.
Take
Can you
care.
kick me or do I have to leave?
I
No.
just close
Exit.
out because we just
Yeah,
All
exit.
right.
at the bottom there's
Mwah,
a leave.
mwah,
Leave. Thank
mwah.
you.
Love
Thank you.
you.
Many,
Love
many
you.
thank you. Love you.
Bye.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, there she goes. Thank you, mystery guest, for that. As far as Matt, that's not what they admitted. Well, they admitted that yes, their boss made the decision, not Matt Walker. Go ahead, Game Face. But yeah, every opinion counts in our side chat, just as long as you don't disrupt anything. So remember, mods only ban or timeout if they are actually doing something wrong. Having an opinion that differs from us doesn't count as doing something wrong,
No,
though.
no.
So apparently, after Pope Phil's 900th birthday today, 900, we are apparently at the center of Lane Myers' universe. And we're going to have that story coming up
Yes.
for you when Judy, who apparently, I guess, owns Really Cool News. I
Yeah, I
thought Gia
guess.
owned it. I thought
No,
Gia owns
no.
it.
I don't own nothing.
She sold it. She sold it. She sold it.
So
I did?
apparently, we are the central figure in Lane Myers' life when we cover so many other people. Besides, we do, like, for every Lane Myers story until recently, when he's been literally in the news every damn day because he's doing something stupid. We were
Literally.
Chille DeCastro. Chille DeCastro all the time. A Long Island Audit. Regan Benson has had more articles than we've done on Lane Myers. So, how we are the sole responsibility of the downfall of Lane Myers, I don't know. But we'll take it. If that's what they're going to say, that's what they're going to say. Let's
Do you
see
think
what
we'll
was
make?
actually.
Do you think we'll make the Arizona Republic?
I would hope that one of these
I
people,
would
because
hope
no
so. I
one,
hope so.
if we are responsible for the downfall of Lane Myers, you would think that maybe Mr. Myers' attorney would have contacted us to
Yeah,
verify said
maybe.
story, which he has not,
Yeah.
or sent us an email, which he has not, or Miss Stiles had sent us an email, which she has not, or anyone from that office has not. You would think that the judge would investigate a little bit, especially if we are supposedly at the head of some sort of conspiracy. So what are we talking about? We are talking about today. The victim's husband was again on stand all day. There was a cross-examination of him by Mr. Resnick, where our name supposedly came up, along with Judy. Judy apparently is. Someone said that Judy was at the center of all the evil on our site. So I don't know. If you go to our website, you see about 3,000 to 4,000 articles. I think it's 2,000 to 3,000 articles right now by a guy named Jim. Now, I know the screen says Tater Tot right now, but my name is Jim. I do all the writing. I do all the
Your
writing
name
for
is
everything.
Tater Tot.
Well, it's Tater Tot right now on the show, but my real name is Jim. I write everything. All that stuff that Pants reads, I write. I do that stuff. So, and I am not at the heart of any sort of conspiracy to put anyone in jail. This is quite comical to me.
Judy is my husband.
I
Judy and
guess.
I are separate people. She is my
Yes.
husband.
Yes.
Since we are in the gay chat room together.
Yeah, I guess. And yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes I guess Judy is Jody.
Yeah,
Jody
or I am
is
Judy.
Judy.
Or I am
So
Judy.
yeah, I really don't know what's going on here, but I know our hands are clean. And it would be Jim. Just go by Jim. So there we go. And I guess I am the face of our RCN. Why no one knows this? I don't know. I mean, Lane literally doxed me. He doxed my house. He gave
Yep.
you directions on how to get here. He gave you
Yep.
maps
Yep.
on how to get
Yes.
here. He
Yep.
gave you
Yes.
maps.
Yep. Yep.
So how, I don't know. We'll have to get the full story before we have full judgment on this. But anyone who, from what
And
was
this is
presented so far,
a licensed
is,
attorney saying these things.
well, we don't know if he
We
actually
don't
said
know if he
them.
did, but that's the rumor.
But if that is what he is indeed contending,
Yep.
it could be a fabrication by Lane Myers. But the good news is, the news is there will be at least a third hearing, and Mr. Lane Myers' third hearing is on the 13th of September, or yeah, the 13th. And let me double check that. 14th of September, sorry, 14th of September. That is a Monday. We don't know
Yep.
if we'll have Judy that day, so we're gonna have
14th
to
of
plan for
September.
that.
Another
14th
month.
of
Yep.
September,
Yep.
a month away.
Yep.
That means, from what I've been told, Mr. Lane Myers gets to sit in the Pima County Jail until then.
Yep.
Mr. Randy, on the Dr. Dave news, Audit Them was in the chat threatening people, but he also said in this chat that Dr. Dave has 45, or what is it, 45 days or something to get rid of all of his handguns or all his wet firearms. So I don't know what's going on there. Dave had a live stream up that said Dick Face, which has since been removed. He had one that said Chicago Courts. That has since been removed. So, yeah, we've been hung up on the Lane Myers thing. And Mr. Audit Them got himself at least a temporary ban because he was threatening people with legal action when none of us have anything to do with those two cases. I've washed my hands of both of those people. So, yeah. I don't have the fine print on all of that, though. Whatever happens to that happens to that. As far as Lane Myers goes, dear God, man, get a grip. At least be in the same reality as everybody else, and that reality is
Not possible.
he needs a bad guy, and he's looking to us to be the bad guy, but we're not playing the same game. We're not playing chess. We're not playing checkers. We're just reporting the news. So as much as you think that there is a competition, there isn't. We report the news. That's all we do. We do it on everybody. We've got, oh God, I still have a backlog of LIA and Reagan Benson and Chille to put out that I was going to work on tomorrow. So, yeah, we will see when Judy is here. That said, Mr. NCR, wherever the hell you are, we need you, Mr. NCR, to do your news. If you are available, please, Mr. NCR, put the word out to NCR. Because we do need to fill some time here.
Well, he did. He could be celebrating his nuptials with the pantyless lady. So
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
He's buying condoms right now.
Yeah, he
yes,
was
He's
here
gonna need them.
for a few and then
For
disappeared.
those
so.
women, boy, he's gonna need them.
Yeah, because
And
they
a few
were.
clinic appointments. All
Yeah.
I'm saying. Yep. All I'm
Yes.
saying. Get
Yes.
them scheduled now.
Yep.
NCR. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Well, Lane Myers has said he was tripping acid at an early age, so like, when he was a
That could
child.
explain.
So
That could explain a lot.
that
Yep.
may. I mean, he literally said on a live stream that he did that. And also appearing today was the Lane Myers challenge that he put up and took down, or that Andrea Dotson put up and took down. Yeah, that's interesting
Without
enough.
paying out. Without paying out too.
There was also a new document released today, which Mr. Myers was trying to get everything. The prosecution had added like 25 new things, and he was demanding that they all not be admitted today because he hadn't had time to remove or renew them. There are about 5 outstanding documents in the e-access portal that I can't get to yet. If they appear online mysteriously before I can download them, it does confirm that someone, cough, cough, is leaking them to Mr. Myers and his friends. Just saying, that's my opinion. So, not that it happened with one document this week that appeared on This Is a Public Service approximately 12 hours before it was available to download in.
Yeah, Ohio's getting hit with big storms. He might have lost
Yeah,
internet.
you could have.
That's all.
You
Yep.
could have.
Yeah,
Yep.
we had them earlier today. Yeah,
Yep.
they were
Yep.
bad. They
Yep.
were bad.
Yes.
Yep.
Well,
Yes. God was celebrating your birthday. Yep.
Yes,
Yes, he was by
Yes, he was.
destroying the
Yes, he
earth.
was
Drunk
crying.
and rowdy.
Yeah, he was
rowdy.
Yeah, he was crying and having a temper tantrum because it was
Yes.
your 80th birthday. Yep.
Yes. Yes.
90th. 90th.
Oh, 90.
Yeah.
Yep.
90th birthday. The challenge has been reposted. A new rule was requiring the date of the activity must be after 10/17. Oh, yes, yes. There you go.
Okay, so since somebody found it and gave him a date, it's going to have to be after that date.
That date, yes, it's got to
Yeah.
be after
Okay.
that date.
NCR is a horny toad. They will be consummated in hours. Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
One to the next, to the next,
I
to the
mean,
next.
it may have been 200, it may have been 1,000 people.
Yep,
We
yep,
just
yep.
never will know. I
Yep.
think that's why he dropped. He was literally going to Florida now to check out his new.
Yeah, get the rubber
found
sheets ready.
people.
Get the rubber
Yep.
sheets ready.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, the Lysol, the
And
Oh
lots of
God,
towels.
yes.
Lots of towels. And lots of
Antibacterial
towels.
wipes. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
antibacterial wipes, the penicillin,
Yep.
yes,
Hand
every
sanitizer. Yeah.
The
every
spin mop.
test.
Get it all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome, Hard Truth. Welcome. Yes, we are waiting for Judy right now. So Judy has a drive home, then she has to get in front of her computer. We did go live early on this channel just to switch over just in time. Today we mainly have been focused on Lane Myers. We did have news in the Chille DeCastro case. I didn't read the document yet, but a new document was posted as the judge had ordered DeCastro's lawyer, Randall, the unhinged attorney Newman Esquire, to put up to make ow, don't bite. That was Helen
That's what
again.
she said. That's what she said.
She is in a mood. She is in a mood right now.
I've never said that to Gia, by the way.
Never,
I've never said
never.
that to Gia.
She is in a mood right now. Yeah, it was to talk about StreamYard and what the StreamYard storage situation is like, what is accessible on StreamYard. This is the case against Irish Demon. As it is moving forward to, it looks like they will get the default in that case against Demon. He has already been found responsible for the hack and for, I think, the copyright infringement charges as well. So, yeah, that is something that is going on in our world. I may have a write-up of that tomorrow morning. I may not, because I've had about 3 hours of sleep in the last 36 hours or so. So I'm.
And Judy sent you food, so you're cool.
Yes, and Gia sent me food, so I am cool. It was pretty good. I do have an Italian waiting for me. Not an Italian person,
Yes,
an
you do.
Italian
Yes, you do.
sub
I'm
waiting for
telling
me.
Rose. Telling
Yes.
Rose.
Yes, Rose is, yes, I wish I had a Rose waiting for me. That's, of course, I'd be sleeping. So, yeah, she'd be playing my video games. Yay. Good Lord. It's been a day. It's just been a day. I am sure that Lane Myers will be mentioning us tonight in his, because he can't shut up. I'm sure he'll be doing an interview about us next.
There's that
Remember,
fake dog again.
Remember, he has renewed his claims that Mr. Merb is the subject of an injunction. He was even threatening Merb for with this supposed injunction against him. So I can't tell you that no one has any idea what this injunction is because it was never served on Mr. Merb. So I don't know. Again, Judy be with us in a few minutes. Yeah, I don't really have any other news. So we're going to go back to the drunk girl that we were watching until Judy gets here. Let me find it again. We were in the middle. Get down. No. No. You can't climb up on me. No, that's not
What did
safe.
you have for dinner, my darling Phil?
With Texas Roadhouse. Texas Roadhouse.
Oh, nice.
So I
And
had
you had
the
lunch with your daughter.
yeah, I had lunch with my daughter.
What a good day. What a good
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
A good day.
Okay, so I'm going to press play on this as soon as I remember to share the screen. Get off. No, Helen. She can't climb up on the desk, so she's trying to climb up sideways on my chair, which always goes badly for her. So there we go. We are going back to this for a few minutes. I know, folks, we are waiting for Judy. Judy should be with us in about 10-15 minutes. So waiting for Judy, and I will be right back.
Again.
$1,001, $1,002, $1,003, $1,004, $1,005, $1,006, $1,007, $1,008.
Okay.
I can't feel my toes.
It's okay. Go ahead and put your boots back on for me.
Boots back on.
All right. Go ahead, turn around for me. I'll place you under arrest, okay?
Second DUI. Whoa. So young. Yep. She needs to get away from mommy.
Double lock these for you. Last time when they arrested you, did you break out of the handcuffs and slide out? No. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go in this car right here. Did you get her phone and keys? No. Hold on 1 second, leave the door open. All right. Do you see him, Louisville? Okay. We're gonna go back to Hudson Police Department right up the road, okay? For the booking.
NCR is not covering anything right now because it looks like storms have knocked out his internet. So our thoughts are with him right now. So
Yes.
yeah, if he comes back, he comes back. But right now, we're just gonna watch a little bit of Drunk Girl while we are waiting for Miss Judy. Got another 10-15 minutes for that. She's got to get home, get safe, and get her computer up and running for us to interact with Miss Judy. Going to be a long one tonight, folks, so be prepared to go past 9:30 p.m. Eastern. We may have questions from Mr. Merb if he's around. That is after Judy gets here. So a lot going on, folks. A lot going on. So clickety clackety, you'll be hearing me typing at some point.
Watch your step. We're gonna head right over here. Straight ahead.
You don't have my wallet.
Your mom has your wallet.
I'll take her in. You want to take your stuff off? On. Oh, it's in here.
Go ahead, ma'am, around the corner and have a seat on the bench there.
Gotcha. All right. If you want to follow along from the top there, I'm going to read this for you. Okay. All right. So, consequences and tests of refusal. You are now under arrest for operating a vehicle under the influence of alcohol, a drug, or a combination of them.
If you're going to give us a sample, come on over, have a seat over here. Get on to the first sample.
Okay. I was going to get it open first. Get her to hold it.
Basically, you're going to get as much air in your lungs as you can and let her rip into that mouthpiece until we tell you to stop, okay? Good now.
Okay.
Okay, Tella. Thank you, Tella. We can trust Tella on this one. Dr. Dave lost in court today. Against audit them, he has 48 hours to surrender all his guns to local police. There you go. There you go. Thank you, Tella. I think we reported 48 days, but
Holy shit! Really? He's got to get rid of them all.
He's got to give them all to the police because
Wow.
there is an active protective order.
Oh, okay, temporarily.
From Chicago saying that
Yep.
you can't have weapons, and
Yeah, temporarily.
that's what I'm assuming. But or at least during the protective order,
Yeah,
because
he's got a
remember,
lot of weapons.
remember Regan Benson is in the same boat because Regan Benson has protective order against her. She's been whining about it that she can't go into the deepest, darkest places in Denver without her gun because
Doesn't he
she
have an
has
AR-15 or something?
I
that he
have
pulled
wait.
out
That was years ago.
Yeah,
that was
during
years
Skeptic
ago.
or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
don't
I remember
know.
that. Okay.
And let's be careful about that kind of stuff because
Okay.
Dave
All right.
sues people. So
I get it.
let's just be real. That's why we no longer touch Dave or audit them. So here we go.
I get it. Sorry.
Okay, not a big deal. Let's just let's go back to this while we are. Thank you. I'll get them from Touche. Thank you. Good Lord. Let us get back to this while we are waiting, Miss Judy. Please, again, if you're going to tune in, if you don't want to watch the Drunk Girl, again, about 15 minutes or so, we'll have Miss Judy with us, and we'll go for as long as Miss Judy wants to.
So you know it's sterile, that's what the thing's for. Deep breaths,
So
let it rip in
deep
there until you
blows,
tell you to stop.
blow in there as hard as you can. Please hold the hose too, by the way. Makes it
There we
easier
go.
for you.
Perfect. Keep going. Excellent.
Keep going, keep going, keep blowing, keep blowing, keep blowing, keep blowing, keep blowing, keep blowing. You're good.
Take that off. Always leave that to the media. Sometimes it'll
Now,
suck.
I've said that to Gia many, many times.
You're good. Okay. You can have a seat back over there, man. Gotta read her results.
Okay. Okay. Oh.
And it helps if you, in the future, put this in the correct direction.
Oh, crap.
It's alright, we're gonna print another copy. Other people's children. Watch this. Other people's children. See the purple?
Yeah.
Okay. Or the pink arrow?
Yeah.
Good thing we can reprint.
And for those wondering, we are no longer limited. Yay!
Yay!
So someone had either
What were
complained
we
or
limited for?
our last stream was limited because I'm assuming that when we read the letter that this is a public service sent to the prosecutor today, it had some naughty words in it. Apparently, we got flagged for that, and we were limited for most of the afternoon. We appealed, and apparently we won, so there is that. We are currently not limited on this stream, and let's try to keep it that way, please.
Yep.
Please.
Print stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Done messed up.
Done goofed it up. Yeah.
Future reference. We need to make a copy of some copy. Now you
That
know.
helps.
It's actually a good learning experience. You always pick side down with the arrows. That's the cute little arrows there.
Yeah, and it says insert on top.
You know what an arrow is for, right?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
shows you the direction something's supposed to go, right?
Right,
It's
right.
not a landline, man. 228 goes right there. And now you read her the bottom part. Okay. You got to tell her the results.
Yes.
You got to put your observation time on that one.
What was the observation time?
It
you
should be
started at?
22:36 when we started.
22:36.
Mm-hmm. So 56 is 20 minutes. Yes, but that's how I always do it. Now you sign that. You're the operator. And the rest I take care of.
Okay.
Since this thing's printing, that's great. You go show her the results so you can see.
Okay.
You can see. And I'll put that in the box for you.
Okay.
Bang it, Joe.
All right. Here's your results. Right
No,
there.
you're not.
.228,
Children,
okay?
man.
Legal limit is .08, okay?
Now you read the rest of the bottom of that.
Okay. Just follow along from the bottom there. I'll reread
Never
that
sign it.
right there. Okay. Independent of any penalties or sanctions imposed upon you pursuant to any other section of the revised code or municipal ordinance, your driver's license or commercial driver's license, permit, or non-resident operating privilege is now suspended. The suspension takes effect immediately. The suspension will last at least until your initial appearance on the charge, which will be held within 5 days after the date of this arrest, or the issuance of a citation to you. You may appeal the suspension of initial appearance before the court that hears the charges against you that resulted from the arrest, or during the period of time ending 30 days after the initial appearance. So, for no priors, you look over here and follow this line. You'll be suspended for 90 days, okay?
Even though I just had my first arraignment for my last arrest.
So that was physical control. We're talking OVI, operating a vehicle while impaired, okay?
So these are
Set,
different.
two different charges, yes, two different instances, okay?
But technically I've had it prior.
So that's physical control.
Convicted
No,
of it.
not convicted, so you don't have any priors, right?
Hey RN, welcome back. We are waiting for Miss Judy. Miss Judy be here in a few minutes. She's got to get home, get safe, and get her computer up and running. So, yeah, be just a little bit. And we will have our full notes from the Lane Myers experience today. Good night, RN, and hope you come back, make it a regular thing. We do this 7 days a week at 8 o'clock Eastern.
Night. Hey, Roger. Thanks for
Good
joining
night,
us.
Roger.
It's a pleasure.
Yes.
I got to work on my
As of right now.
taxes tomorrow, Phil. I hate the government. I
You
hate.
hate
Yes, I pay quarterly, so I'm
Yes.
working on September.
Yep.
Yep. And I got to increase it because we sold that property, so it's going to be a fun check to write. Anyway,
So you did sell the network.
no,
I knew
I
it.
sold
I
land.
knew it.
No,
I
I
knew
sold land.
Jim, you're getting kicked out of the house.
apparently.
I sold my last
Hard
piece of
truth.
land.
Hard truth, just to answer your question, these body cam videos are from all over the place, but we tend to get just the luck of the draw tends to get them from Ohio, Florida, and New Mexico.
Yes.
New Mexico.
Yes.
Usually Las Cruces. Usually Las Cruces.
Yes.
We were getting New Mexico so often that we all have the layout of one
Yes,
of the
we do.
New Mexicos.
Yes, we do. We have the police station memorized.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's memorized now. So, yeah. So, anywho, folks, again, we are waiting for Judy. Judy to be home soon, and we'll be here. And she will be giving what happened today, where apparently yes, we are the source of all evil
Yes,
in
we are.
Empire's world. So,
Yes, we are.
yes, just little old us, a tiny station on YouTube.
Yep.
And newspaper.
Not even located in Arizona.
Okay. All right. All right. I'm going to explain a few things to you. Go from there.
They didn't say.
I'm joking.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So.
What people do?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
She looks old.
So
and she's
this is a copy of your
22.
citation. I'm going to give you a copy of this. Your court date, like we said, is the 3rd at 1 o'clock p.m. is still court. Okay. You do have to show up.
Her mother has ruined her.
She's there today.
Okay, great. So you were cited for OVI, operating a vehicle impaired, 4511-19A1A,
Wow, again.
as well as breast sample at .228, okay? Above a .17. All right?
Uber from now on. 288 high.
My last
Yes.
one was
Does
274.
she look
not a
22
contest.
years old?
Uber's your best friend. We're
Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Yeah, her last.
228?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
she said her last one was .274.
And
Yeah,
what is
That
this
was
one?
from the previous arrest a week prior.
Yeah, a week prior. Yeah,
And what's this one?
224.
And look at her hands. Look at her
Yeah.
hands.
What's up with her hands?
Look at
They're
her
red.
hands. Look at how red her hands are.
Yes.
Yep. She's
There we
got a
go.
problem. She's got a big problem. Yep.
We do have news. Let's wrap up with this drunk girl. Miss Judy is on her way. Another 5 minutes or so. So there you go. She's home. She's safe. She's getting the computer up and running, which is always a chore.
Just on admission of guilt, just getting a copy of the citation and I explain it to you. If you just go ahead and sign here at the top for me.
In fact, let us jump forward.
I just had an appointment at Highland Springs, which is close to the UH Medical Center. They're connected technically.
I'm just talking Lorelei to Joe. We're not going to use any of this stuff against you. I'm more concerned about you because that's
Yeah.
They recommended.
nothing to hurt yourself. You can hurt somebody else.
They recommended.
Yeah, she's got a
PHP.
problem.
Yeah.
She does.
I haven't made an appointment yet because that was just yesterday.
She needs
How long have you been
rehab.
drinking like this
Yep.
for a while? Or how old are you?
23.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
23
Got a
years old.
problem.
This is no way to live your
Nope.
life.
Nope.
If you're going to drink, please take an Uber from now on. I mean, we're not talking just a little bit drunk. We're talking like,
Yeah.
if I was a
Yeah, she's a
288,
functional
I would be
alcoholic.
passed out and I wouldn't even know
Yeah.
my name.
Yep.
So,
Absolutely.
238.
228.
Yep.
For this arrest, she was charged with operating a vehicle
Yep.
impaired and having a blood alcohol concentration of over 0.17.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
It sounds like we have somebody here. Let me just read the
Judy!
hello, Miss Jody. We're just
Jody.
finishing this up. Let me read the
Hey,
screen.
Gia. Hey, Gia.
On April 4th, 2023, she pled guilty to the charge from her previous arrest, and she pled guilty to the OVI charge. The second charge of this arrest was dismissed, and she was sentenced to 3 days in jail, ordered to attend a 3-day driver's intervention program, and she was fined. In addition, she was placed on the probation for 12 months, and her license was suspended for 12 months. And that's the end of that one. Let us go to Miss Judy. Judy. Yes, I know. We owe you big time. We need to make some sort of payment.
I got to get better with the
you're-
grift. I got a kid going into college. I need college paid for. Let's go.
Who said, just before we start any recaps, so I'm not an asshole. Who said
Yes,
that
you are.
shut up, Phil. Who said that you were the owner of the paper? Was that Resnick?
Resnick. That I can only assume he was told that by Lane.
Resnick's a fucking moron. Excuse my French. Resnick, Mr. Resnick, I know you're watching. I hope you're watching. You're a fucking moron. How do you go into court with no facts at all? Period. Are you a moron? Are you? Because I'm the one responsible for the paper. Judy has nothing to do with writing or anything.
No.
Yes, Jim.
I pull all the strings.
I am a moron.
I pull all the strings. I direct you to write an expose about Mr. Myers.
Yes, you
and
do.
that expose is what started all this off. But for your expose, maybe none of this would have happened.
Yeah, right.
Is almost what he said. He almost said the but for. And Mr. Walker was still on the stand all blessed day. He pushed back against that. And was like, Lane doesn't control other people's actions, but he started posting again, and he is the one who started posting about his, using his wife's name.
Right.
So, yes, there are going to be people that watch the internet and say, just so you know, this is happening again. Or, as he explained on the stand today, Mr. Walker said, a member of the community, and Mr. Resnick followed up on that one and said, who? And he said, a woman named Judy. Let my wife know that Mr. Myers was posting again, but not about them. And that was, I think, in May. So he was doing, I was saying, great job, Lane. You're posting, you're doing stuff, but it's not against your probation. So good job. You're figuring it out. And then he starts spiraling.
Yeah, and we even posted, he was posting complimentary messages towards us when we were doing the James Freeman coverage. He was posting in our message area about how we got it right about Freeman, how Freeman was doing domestic violence or whatever the accusations are against Mr. Freeman. We did an article on Lane Myers returns. We also created a Lane Myers returns forum. We hadn't had a Lane Myers specific forum until May of this. I believe it was May. It was either April or late April, early May, when the Springer thing happened. So we did a Lane Myers return forum. We did an article on Lane Myers talking about James Freeman, and I have no control over what people post in our area. And I only write articles based on what I've seen or heard. In fact, you've got a paper in front of you that we will be writing an article from pretty soon, probably tomorrow if I can finally get some damn sleep. So, and yes, we will be bribing you to do everything possible to put you in that courtroom on the 14th. So it will be
poor
a
Mr. Walker,
major bribe.
He's going back under Cross.
Yeah.
He's not done with Cross yet.
In a month. In a month.
In a month and a day. And
it will be a month of Lane Myers spiraling.
And at one point, Mr. Myers did say, so I'm coming back in a month, and I'm going to keep doing interviews. So this is just going to go on forever.
What the judge said.
It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful.
The judge said nothing to that.
No.
Okay.
Do what you Do
The
what you may,
judge,
Lane. Do what you may, Lane.
it is a fascinating choice of free will,
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
bounded by
And there will
probation
be no
conditions.
appeal. There will be no appeal. He will never win on appeal from his behavior. Never. Ever. Ever. The judge is brilliant. Let him do as he will.
So,
Okay, Judy, let's start at the beginning today.
all right. So we went on the record, and again, no recordings, no audio, no video. Made it very clear. This is, this kind of reporting only. And just, I had a fascinating conversation with Toe Tag Tucson, who agreed that this is what people get, and they should be happy with this kind of reporting, because at least we're in there copying stuff down, taking notes, and then delivering our version of it through our own filters to whoever is interested in it. So they should be happy with that. I know they're not happy that they can't do it themselves, but at least there are some reporters in there, some people in there that are taking notes and trying their best to get, the news out. Listen, I'm not a reporter. I'm not. I'm sure I did not get all the salient points. I'm sure that I am, seeing this through my own filter and, making some reports based on that. Better than nothing. For everyone that couldn't come themselves. All right. So we talked about how the judge started off with saying that he had gotten a voicemail sent to him from Illuminate the Dark that contained a voicemail from Mr. Myers, and how that is an ex parte communication, which is not allowed. So, and apparently Miss Stiles got the same thing. And so therefore, she sent it to Mr. Resnick as part of ongoing discovery. And just to let him know what was going on, because don't do that. Illuminate the Dark, Andrea. Don't do that. That's not helping Lane. It's not helping Lane. There should not be any communication. Thank you, Mrs. Tom. There should not be any communication between the defendant without both sides present. Or, I think, and Merb can correct me on this, even the victim or witnesses shouldn't be, well, no, I'm not going to go there because I don't know. But definitely I know the defendant should not be trying to contact the judge or get information or a voicemail to the judge without everybody present.
Yeah, I thought nobody could contact the judge. Nobody involved in the witness, nobody can contact the judge without the prosecutor and the defense attorney present. Nobody.
I think you're right.
Yeah, nobody.
I
Nobody
was
involved.
thinking about contacting Rachel Stiles, but that's
Yeah,
not
nobody.
the judge.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Yep, those are the go-betweens. They both need to be present. They both need to know about it. You can't do that. Nope.
So now, they start talking about what Ms. Stiles wants to show today. They are clips. We get into the argument again. Does it show enough context? And the Ms. Stiles says that Mr. Walker is the last state witness. Mr. Resnick says he wants to recall the PO, the probation officer, and that he may then also call Mr. Myers to the stand. And immediately they're like, so we're going to need a third day. Okay. Mr. Resnick had filed a motion to exclude a bunch of new stuff. But Mr. Myers keeps doing jailhouse interviews, and so Ms. Stiles keeps sending it to Mark Resnick as ongoing discovery, saying, your boy's still talking. Here's new stuff we just discovered. So, and Mark did say, I'm sorry if Mark Resnick. Sorry if I acted rashly, but it was like 39 videos. In just a couple of days. So talk to your boy. I added that part. He did not. New stuff on Illuminate the Dark, Liberty Troll, Josh Gray, this is a public service. They're all new disclosures. And the judge said, it seems that, and then Mr. Resnick went through, but I got another case, so I wasn't paying attention to my emails, so I didn't see him right away. And I had too much on my plate, so I filed a motion to preclude. Yeah, everybody has too much work on their plate. But it's your boy that is creating all this new discovery. So, and Judge Metcalf said, well, on the other hand, Mr. Myers is the architect of the issue, so the state shouldn't be punished in this way. And so Mr. Resnick says, so should I file a subsequent petition, that we deal with the new stuff later? And Mr. Metcalf was like, we'll cross that bridge later. And Ms. Stiles said, in everything that we disclose, if I'm going to use it, I have time-stamped it for you. So, all right. So then Mr. Walker takes the stand. Mr. Walker is how Ms. Stiles wanted to get most of the videos and stuff admitted into evidence, because he was the one who, with his wife, went through them all to grab the timestamps and stuff like that. So he has seen it all. I can't even imagine. I mean, I don't even watch Lane's stuff because I can't. So, it started off with...
I think that's the point. Nobody can make it through a 14-hour live stream of Lane Myers, where half of it is music and weird quotes from other people.
So we get to some of that today, which is a fascinating, different outlook on it, which I'm glad to have that different perspective now. Started off with a screenshot with delay, denied, depose. And this was in June, early June. And this is just about when it came out that Mangione, the man in New York who pew-pewed the head of United Healthcare, that was what was written on some of the bullet casings. So this very much concerned Mr. Walker and for the safety of his wife. Objection, speculation.
Yeah, by the way, he's going to plead guilty tomorrow.
Oh, is he? See?
Yes.
I'm completely out of touch on that one.
Yep.
Hi, Simba. What you doing?
Yep. Just FYI. Yep.
And going on at the same time was that speech about war from the Navy SEALs. So that added to Mr. Walker's concern that we're ramping up and talking about war. Then we go video by video because they all have to be entered into evidence. Let me see if I can get through this stuff kind of quickly. Like there's the victim is being called a professional victim, crocodile tears, told what she needs to do to get the outcome that they want. And this is a Liberty Troll interview, apparently. So Mr. Walker is hurt because he lost to me, Lane says, and is throwing his wife under the bus, and making her into this professional victim. More clips. All right. They start talking about the U of A Foundation, which was her employer at the time. It is a nonprofit that is embedded in the U of A College of Law. And at least her office is embedded with the U of A College of Law. And what I didn't realize was that Mr. Myers would live stream him talking to the chat. Chat, should I go to the U of A library? Yeah, okay. And as well as live stream himself trying to find her office. That is very concerning. So that is where some of the walkers' concern was just building and building. Some of the, the thumbnails that admittedly Lane did not produce. He did not, ask them to be created. He did not give creative input. Yet here
This,
we are.
just to clarify, this is the thumbnails on the interviews since he has been in jail.
Correct. And
Okay.
in particular with Liberty Troll, he seems to like to, he's the one that came up with the Nurse Ratchet moniker for the victim. So Lane did talk about that rule 3 point whatever for lawyers about giving press conferences. Mr. Myers, you're not a lawyer. Does not apply. Just like it doesn't apply to me. That's not, it doesn't apply. Mr. Myers talks about the Streisand effect. And if everybody would just shut up, it would be fine. As he's on an interview with Liberty Troll. Okay. That one makes sense. It's not like she's some innocent old lady. She's a government employee. The alleged. He starts describing her in very unflattering ways. But apparently Liberty Troll is one of those that talks about how if they are public servants, then you and I as citizens are way above them and we can make them do what we want. A public servant is way down. We're at the top. And Ms. Stiles said, did Mr. Myers contact Ms. Walker in any professional capacity? No, not in any professional capacity. So not as, for what she did as a government employee. She was only contacted by Mr. Myers because she was married to a prosecutor that Lane had beef with. Nothing that the victim does in her professional life, if you can qualify it as a government employee, and I think there's some wiggle room based on Arizona statute. I won't be the finder of fact on that one, so not a problem. But, is she really a government employee? Well, as far as Ms. Stiles is concerned, it doesn't even matter because she was never approached in her professional capacity. It was always because your husband's a crooked prosecutor. You need to report him. Okay, Lane, you get to call that. Absolutely. They did a lot about the Rule 15 interviews, which were the interviews that Lane did of Mr. Walker and the police officer. I think while he was incarcerated the first time, I could be wrong about that. But they have made their way onto the internet, and apparently they shouldn't be. Now, Mr. Myers says the case is over. I can disseminate anything I want. My very non-lawyer view is if the cases are being called still, then your case is not over. And every time I go back into the courtroom, the cases are called. So thank you, Peter. I I don't know about that one. Um, I don't know.
That's a Laneism he's been saying for some time. Now remember, these interviews, he was the only one who had access to them, and he knew that they were controversial. Or not controversial, I mean confidential. He passed them on allegedly to illuminate the dark, and suddenly they were on Mr.
Everywhere.
Yeah, well, main one was
Josh
this is
Gray.
public service, and then it made it everywhere because they have their little group and they put those things out. They have the shared, as testified by Mr. Myers' ex-wife, girlfriend, whatever. They have a common Dropbox, so they just put those videos into that Dropbox, according to her testimony on Tuesday. There you go.
There you go. So now they start talking about YouTube chats. Remember, Judge Metcalf doesn't have socials. Like most judges, they don't do a lot with the social media because they don't want to come across stuff that is going to end up in front of them and then they have to recuse themselves. So Judge Metcalf, bless him, he really doesn't know much about YouTube. So now they start discussing YouTube chats, and Judge Metcalf gets a lesson on that. And this is more for, you know, Mr. Myers saying, no, I'm talking about a black rugby player from Australia. I'm not talking about my victim. I'm talking about a black rugby player from Australia, or I'm talking about an astronaut, or I'm talking about whatever. And Ms. Stiles' point that Mr. Walker was like, you could tell from the chat that absolutely they knew exactly that they were talking about my wife. And, it's kind of the, who do you think you're trying to fool, buddy? Because I don't think anybody was fooled, including the judge. And he's your finder of fact. So good
Okay,
luck with
hold
that
on
one.
1 second. Granny, I'm letting Judy read the super chats as they come in. That is our thank you. Let's not fight inside chat, please. She will be the one acknowledging, as she is the one who has the floor right now. So please don't make an issue out of acknowledge the super chat. I thank everyone in advance for their super chats. This should not be a distraction. Let us focus with what is going on here. Judy is giving her time. Judy will read the super chats as they come in. So we thank everyone who has given us super chats. You have my utmost thanks. But I think the most important thing right now is for Judy to get this information out there. So please don't petty things, please, guys. Let's give it a break. We are acknowledging super chats. Judy's doing it. Thank you.
They were talking at one point about how chats are not necessarily saved, especially if you yank the live and then repost it. Now, if you notice, Jim plays the chat on the screen because that way, if something happens, the chat is always preserved. Other folks don't do that. And best practices is displaying the chat on the screen so that if there are any questions later on, there you go. I had a fascinating conversation with like a CSI kind of gal from the Tucson Police Department, and she's getting into like all the social media, electronic kind of stuff. And I gave her my name and number in case she needed any questions answered. There's keep going, one clip to the next. Including what I'm going to say, if I go to prison, the gloves are off. I better stay on probation state prison doesn't give an F about county employees. And, you know, I'm going to call all these different people, reluctant prophet. This is public service. I'm going to mention names. Like I'm going to mention it all. Buddy. Okay. That's, again, interesting choice of what to do with your free will. You are in control of what you say and do. And knowing what your probation conditions are, interesting choice. Then they go to Illuminate the Dark, and some of the stuff that she has posted. On one of them, like Let Lane Speak, this was while he was in custody. It was up for about 10 minutes. He realized he either showed or said victim's name, pulled it back down, bleeped it out, and put it back up. Can't be a violation. Can't be a crime. Except that he admitted that he said it the first time and posted it. So, yes, sir, you just admitted to a violation. Good job. These are all recordings, and I'm sure he did say the F-bomb in court. If it is testimony, then yes, absolutely, they get to say it in court. And keeps talking about himself as if he's a lawyer and can do press conferences. Now, Judge Metcalf is taking a lot of notes at this point. Mark Resnick is just kind of sitting there listening. He, you know, should be getting ready for the cross. He had a whole pages and pages of questions for Mr. Walker. So just going along with that. Bedtime stories with Lane Myers, again, Illuminate the Dark. How is talking about the case bad? How is discussing a professional victim illegal? It's a statement of fact. I didn't tag her, so it's not anything wrong. Unless it's against your conditions of probation. Then we have issues. So, Mr. Myers does appear to very much like hearing his own voice. He is very much happy with how he has comported himself. Through a lot of this stuff, Judge Metcalf has at his desk, he has a screen over here, which is basically like his work screen. He looks up like agave and other, you know, finding the motions file and stuff over here. He has a writing section here. And then like back here where he's got to completely turn himself and kind of bend down to where the point I almost can't see him. That's then the screen where he sees the digital exhibits that are put up. Yeah,
that makes sense. He's got 3 screens. Yep.
So whenever it is stuff about YouTube, like how do you know who posted it? Whose channel is it on? How do you know if it was a live stream or, you know, does it have, you know, who posted it when, all that kind of stuff. He's learning because as they go through every clip, they are showing how they know that. And that's part of the foundation to get all those, exhibits.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of background people helping him. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they have, who's crazier, Lane or his followers? Definitely chicken or the egg. There's some parasocial relationships going on that Illuminate the Dark, man. I don't know how she got hooked on him, but in the jailhouse call that came into play later, ooh, I had some alarm bells ringing when I heard her on that one.
Yep.
And so, thank you for that super chat. Thank you.
Thank you. T-Man Gibbs. I love that.
Yeah. Lonely, isolated people cling to lonely, isolated people, I guess.
Yeah. So there, there was a big question of, did Josh Gray, this is a public service, did he get the as yet unfiled motion directly from Lane, or did he get it from Illuminate the Dark, Andrea Dobson, excuse me. And so they showed that Josh Gray went to Illuminate the Dark's channel to read the to snag the motion. That's not necessarily a good thing though, because that just proves now that Illuminate the Dark is the nexus for a lot of this stuff. No, she is not part of his probation conditions, but it certainly does connect a bunch of dots and give more context. So, and why Renal is correct, location is relevant. Florida has specific, very stiff cyber stalking statutes. Yes, they do. So and this is all under Exhibit 1. Like we're still plodding our way through Exhibit 1. Then on to States Exhibit 2. Finally. And that was the Lil John R, Lil Jim Finch live stream. So your ears should have started to burn about this time. So essentially it is Lane going through an article that was posted on Really Cool News, really cool site. They were calling it an article. Mr. Resnick decided to call it an expose.
Ooh, I've upgraded.
And apparently I told you to write it. So there.
Yes, apparently. Do facts matter anymore, or do they not, according to Mr. Resnick?
He doesn't have time,
Okay.
to actually confirm. It's what Lane says.
Okay.
Unless and until he has the time to confirm it. He doesn't have time. He doesn't have time for that.
Yeah, that's ethical. Yep, it is.
Well, honestly, he can still say on information and belief.
Yeah,
as
that's true.
a defense.
That's true.
So
that's true.
I have heard defense attorneys say, of course I don't check out if anything's true or not, because then I can't use that statement.
Of course.
So on information and belief, I run the whole channel.
Yep, exactly.
By the way, I don't. I occasionally pop up on panel.
Yeah.
Occasionally. Oh, and by the way, do you see any watches, bracelets, anything?
Yeah.
You can see a lot of scars on this wrist.
You took it off. You took it off.
Yeah, Parson says that you have it and you're concealing it.
You wear it around your neck. You wear it around your neck. Yes.
Yes.
Put it in your
Seeing
bra.
that if just the fact that if you had gone live, you would be live on this channel, and you weren't live on this channel till you called in, and we had to hold the phone up to the microphone because we couldn't get this to work on your phone. So
that is true. Yes. That is true. I had my iPad and I was trying to do a hotspot thing and it didn't work.
That's right.
Yeah. So they talked about that, including the fact that at one point he was typing in the victim's name into his search bar, displaying all the videos on. Oh, and the fact that he went to This Is a Public Services site and scrolled and scrolled and scrolled and scrolled. This is Mr. Myers doing this. Displaying all of the videos on his site, which he is not under the probation restraints, right? So there's a lot of personal information about the victim on This Is a Public Services site in all the thumbnails.
Well, wait. Josh is under the restrictions. Going to Josh's site is a no-no.
For Lane.
For Lane,
but
yes.
Josh is not under any probation restrictions from Judge Metcalf.
So this was a Josh video, or was this a
No.
Lane video?
So what Lane did in his video was go to Josh's site and scroll.
There
and
you go.
while he did that, a lot of, all of the thumbnails that Mr. Gray made about the victim, including personal information, therefore Lane was showing personal information as well as contact. That was, could that be an indirect contact? I don't know, because he wasn't talking to Mr. Gray at the time. He was just scrolling through his website, trying to disprove something you said. So again, good job, buddy.
Oh boy, that Lane Myers.
All right, so another screenshot comes up from Mr. Myers' website that shows that Illuminate the Dark is a mod on his channel. Then we have to discuss what a mod is, because of course Judge Metcalf has no idea. So they, go through a little bit about, you can set things in motion on channels so that certain phrases are not, they won't, if you include them in your chat, then the chat will not publish unless and until a mod approves it. And like on the Flat Earth channel that I was super mod on, there was a lot of stuff a lot of like personal digs. Stop it. Personal digs that, if you were talking about somebody, being an R word or a P of files, some of those things were, you could not post things like that because you put that in, what is it called, Jim? Do you have any of that moderation automatic on your channel?
We only have one word that is an automatic censored.
So you can set that up, and you can have as many words as you want in there.
Yes.
And then a moderator or the channel owner would have to approve or click no. Yes or no. Is that going to go on? Is that going to go into the chat?
And some of it is like this word is automated. So if you use it inside chat, it's not going to it's a banned word list, as Pat says. It will never show up in chat if you have that word.
Yeah.
So
and some of the things YouTube bans, some of the things you can do as a for your channel. If there's, so he could have banned, he says he banned her name completely. I have no idea how he set it up, but Resnick was like, so Illuminate the Dark had to approve that then, but Lane doesn't control Illuminate the Dark. I'm like, and this is where I start jumping in my seat, because I'm like, or the channel owner. The channel owner is above all the mods.
Right.
The channel owner has first say on this stuff. It's not just, it's like him as channel owner can't do anything. He's the freaking channel owner. It's up to him to moderate his chat first and foremost.
It also it depends on what platform you're on. Like with Restream, if these people are banning anyone, I don't see it. If they are flagging anyone, I don't see it. If there's a flagged word, I don't see it. Restream doesn't let me see it. I would have to have the actual chat open in another window to the actual YouTube page to see it. That's why I put so much trust in my moderators, is the fact that, I don't see it. In fact, we had an example of that today with Mr. Audit Them. When I ban someone, it does, or time someone out, it doesn't tell me. So I had no idea how long I timed him out for, and the mods all had to tell me, because it literally, they get the ability to set the time. I don't. I just have time him out. And he had pissed me off, so I timed him out. So that's how it works.
Yeah, and I can't time anybody out when I'm on panel. It doesn't work that way. Yep.
There you go.
Nope.
So then we have break. And Jason Jensen asked to speak to the judge. And the judge said, when we come back from break and we're back on the record, I'll hear from you. So he tried 3 different ways to get permission to record. And apparently Mark Brown did the same thing, which he denied like right away in the beginning of the day. But Mr. Jensen had a different tact. He apparently has filed a motion because he has a case in front of the Arizona Supreme Court, and he needs to gather evidence in support of it. So that's why he needs to record. To which the judge replied, denied. No, but your denial was for media. I'm not media. Nope. Blanket denial for everyone. So then, but here's your reason though. I need a reason to know why you are denying me. And he said, because it can cause disruption and further harassment to the victim can happen. To which Mr. Jensen, just Google her name or Google Lane. I don't want to tell everybody exactly what to do, but, Google Lane plus another word and her name pops up. So that cat's out of the bag. And, to which the judge, with much better judicial demeanor than me, said, nope, that's my order. Thank you. Have a good day. So, back to the case, and still no recording. So Illuminate the Dark and Josh Gray. Has Josh Gray's activity increased during Mr. Meyer's incarceration? Objection. What does it have to do with Mr. Meyer? Overruled. This is when Mr. Meyer starts getting agitated, but I'm pretty sure it was Mr. Resnick was able to calm him down quickly. So, the victim's name lies. He has admitted, Josh Gray has admitted that he runs that channel. That one is his. And it includes a bunch of the videos that were initially taken down as per probation conditions, because they all mentioned victim's family, all of that. So where did he get those from? So that's, is that's kind of nudging it a little bit for me that there's been some contact between Lane and Josh Gray, but I'm not, it certainly hasn't pinged the needle. It's starting to nudge it a little bit though. Then they go on to condition 8, of the probation, states Exhibit 3. And this is talking now about how Lane's motion to modify probation was up on Illuminate the Dark before it was even filed. And to which Lane says a little bit loudly, so what? Another screenshot of the video description. This is where Mr. Myers starts acting out a little bit. He is turning his chair. He's, leaning way back and just staring at the ceiling. Sir, please don't act like a 5-year-old, please. And Mr. Resnick stipulated that Lane's backup account is actually Lane's account, because apparently this is the where the requesting the Section 15 interviews came from. Can I enter Exhibit 14? No objection, Your Honor. Lane is not liking that Resnick is just letting all this stuff in. I'm not sure what grounds Mr. Resnick would have to object, but the fact that he isn't even trying isn't sitting well with Lane. Again, buddy, I don't think there's any grounds to object, but okay. One of the Josh Gray videos. Ms. Stiles doesn't want to have to play the whole thing, but Mark wants the whole thing played. This is the one that shows Josh going to Illuminate the Dark's channel to get it. So Ms. Stiles plays that part because yes, absolutely, that's what it shows. J-Dub's audit is becoming more of a player because he's on there as well. Judge is taking lots of notes. Everybody's taking notes. Everybody's taking notes, including me. How about that? Now, since Illuminate the Dark, since Mr. Myers was incarcerated, Illuminate the Dark seems to have been, she seems to be kind of the nexus for all the info coming out. And we hear from phone call that apparently she's the one lining up interviews. So she is all of a sudden very important in Mr. Myers' life. This is when we get to the jailhouse call. And this is not posted on Illuminate the Dark's site channel at all. This is an actual jailhouse phone call that, you know, they're always recorded, folks. It's always recorded. And the two of them, that apparently there's going to be a search, lockdown and search in the jail. So he only has a little bit to talk, but he wanted to talk to her tonight as opposed to tomorrow morning. Okay. Yeah, they talk about how there is no gag order, which she feels is a complete and utter win, as opposed to giving himself rope to hang himself with. I can say anything about my case. I just can't mention their names. There's a little bit more to it than that. Mr. Resnick is opening up Dr. Pepper number 3, and it's only 11:13 a.m. at that point. Usually he just has one in the morning, one in the afternoon. So this is a day for him too. This is a day. They are talking about Kat asked Mr. Resnick to say something to the judge about how there seems to be a backdoor for Mr. Walker as a prosecutor to kind of circumvent the system. And according to Illuminate the Dark, that Judge Metcalf will address it on Tuesday, which was earlier this week. I don't remember much of anything about that, but then Mr. Myers, she is, as the kids say, glazing Mr. Myers. The parasocial relationship, if it's just that, is still like, well, I mean, I don't know anything about this law stuff, but I've learned so much from you. Okay. And this is what he called her. A dumbass white girl who sucks good. Just kidding.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Darling.
Yep.
No.
My lord,
No.
dude. My lord.
Yeah, because I take the legal genius and I turn it into everyday man speak.
Yeah.
Of course you do, buddy.
Yep.
Of course you do. That's exactly what I was thinking too.
Yep.
So, there has to be something that keeps the victims from becoming my prosecutor and my probation officer. Well, they're not. So there's that. And this was the sad part for me, was that illuminate the dark, Andrea was like, "Oh, and your girl was on your beautiful girl was on the call with Mark and everybody, and she was asking the good questions." And Lane was like, "My girl was on the call, so she's still my girl." I don't think so, buddy. I don't think so. That was a little sad. And then Lane went into how he got his fifis hurt in the Ferretta hearing aspect. When the judge has to read, do you realize this? Do you realize this? Do you realize this? One of the do you realize is that your credibility may not be as high as an officer of the court, which is one of the things you have to read. And when the judge read that, Lane got his fifis hurt. He was he was in an uproar, and he was still pro se at that time, so he was allowed to talk back to the judge a little bit. But then Mr. Resnick said, "Well, Lane's not a lawyer, but he's pretty damn close." And to which he responded, "I'm way closer than Rachel." Yeah, because she's an actual attorney. So sure, okay. They ended the calls with "Love you. Love you. Love you too. Tell Resnick I'm going to need to get everything for the hearing. I'm going to argue. Yeah, love you. Love you. Bye." I don't know if that's a generic agape love ya, or if there's something more there. I don't know.
It's probably generic, but you never know between these two. I've heard pro wrestlers say "love you" to each other, men who are not gay. It can be a common term depending on social status. Some groups use it.
Phil says "love you." He doesn't mean it. He never means it. Jim says "love you."
The audacity of Phil.
I do too.
No, you don't.
Miss, you have the undying attention of my 8-year-old nephew.
You called me Judy 3 times today.
Well, that's because I've had 3 hours of sleep in the last 40 hours, and I am barely awake right now. So, just like with the damn super chats,
Nobody loves me. Nobody
barely process them right now, so that's why Judy is. But let's move on. Let's move away from this and move on. What's that?
Were you actually hearing a recording of the call, or was the Styles reading a transcript? This was a recording of the call. So I heard the tone of voice and all that stuff. I don't know. It'll be an interesting future. So and remember, this is Matt still on the stand, and this is still direct to getting a lot of the evidence in. And Matt, Mr. Walker, talked a lot about how they knew that they had spoken to probation, email probation, because this is the time now in June and July where there was a big escalation. And he keeps banging the drum. "I'm concerned about my wife's safety." The email started up. You should unalive yourself. "I'm going to call CPS and have your kids taken." These kinds of, direct threats to the victim. It's all starting up again. And in talking with probation, Mr. Walker said it was obvious that they did not have the resources, to deal with someone who live streams 10.5 hours at a time to try to pull timestamps. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So they did take it upon themselves to start a log because they had the time to do it, and it was obviously affecting them directly. So that is, why they, the Lane is calling them, "What are you, my probation officer now?" He is simply, they were simply recording the timestamps for probation, knowing it would probably get passed along to Miss Styles at some point. But, no, I'm not a flat earther. I was modding on MC Toons' channel, McToon. All right, so he keeps talking about safety. Mr. Walker does. And on July 7th, he starts streaming about wanting to go to the law library at the U of A. So what do you think, chat? Should I go? Should I go? Okay, I'm going to go. The next day he was taken into custody because that is when they're like, last time he tried to do that, he was also looking for the victim's office. This is escalating quick. So probation didn't have the capacity to help to go through it all. So they were trying to help out. Did you ever direct me on what charges to file? Never, is the response from Mr. Walker, to which Lane shakes his head in disbelief. The Lane Meyer challenge that was posted yesterday by Miss Andrea Light the Dark.
Just to let you know, it's back up with new rules to make it harder. Thank you for the $1.99 super chat. It's MC
Tune, not McTune. Listen, we like to rib him too, but yes, that is a long-standing joke between the Flurfs and MC Tune. So it was. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I can't even read. Oh, no objection to admit it. And this is Lane saying that Mr. Walker committed perjury multiple times. I have never in my 44 years on earth directed anyone to, directly contact someone. And this is when Mr. Walker says, I have the timestamp I have the, I have when he did in my phone. I have the timestamp for you. And he rattled it off. Yes, he did. Absolutely, he did. So, okay. And with that, then, direct is done. Time for cross. Mr. Myers is just whispering in Mr. Resnick's ear. So, we have to wait a little while. So, does he tell people to call her? He's expecting Mr. Walker to answer, well, no. Except he answers, yes, he does. To Mr. Myers didn't like that answer. I don't think he remembers himself doing that. So, if you live stream that much, you are going to forget what you have said at some points.
I have no idea what I said when we started this thing 9.5 hours ago. I have no idea, no memory whatsoever of anything beyond the last 10 minutes.
About what?
About anything.
Who are you?
Okay.
Who are these people? Who am I on panel with? What is going on? What?
What's going on? I do remember that we did marry off NCR to 250 to 1,000 people at the strip club in that one video. Wow. That's what I remember. Yes.
Do you remember Judy sent you food?
No, I remember Gia did.
Do you remember that?
I remember Gia did.
No, that's not what you said.
This is like the time when I was 19 and a girl called me and said, guess who's calling you?
And I had no clue.
I said the wrong name because there was no caller ID in 1989. So
nothing's changed.
We've been friends for 30 or however 40, almost 40 years after that, and she still has not forgiven me.
Of course not.
Dang.
Nor will I.
And we had talked on the phone maybe twice before.
Yep.
The audacity.
Yeah, he called me Judy 3 times today. Yep.
So sorry he insulted you, Gia.
No,
I'm sorry.
No, he did not insult me. He raised me up. He raised me up to Judy.
And I remember that Coke Dog was here for like an hour, and he was talking on the stream.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was.
I thought he was banned.
He
Isn't
is.
He
banned?
is.
But
He is.
he only
Okay.
talks to me. You guys
Phil
can't
is
hear him.
insane.
Yes.
I mean, Jim is insane. Jim is
How did
insane.
I become Phil?
Sorry. They're both insane.
Okay, let's go back to this.
Okay, all right.
Yes, Coke Dog. Yeah, that's what they're talking about. Sorry.
Okay, the voices are starting, people. Just beware. The voices in his head are started. So then Mr. Resnick with the cross starts talking about 9/12/2024, which is apparently the magical date in the lore of Lane as to when the original voicemail was sent to the victim. So this is, I still don't know why Mr. Resnick had to go all the way back to the beginning. I don't know why. I still don't know why, but he is like going on and on about all the little pieces, parts of starting this all up, of maybe it was to show how Mr. Myers misconstrued stuff from the get-go. I'm not like, that's the only thing that I can come up with, that was the point, but it was all had to do with before his plea agreement. This is what the judge is doing throughout the whole thing. I mean, it's all old news. So
Didn't they have a trial about this, and didn't Lane Myers take plea deal to avoid said trial?
Technically, yeah, they didn't reach a trial because he took a plea deal and pled guilty. Can I say it once more for the folks in the back? He pled guilty to 2 of the 20 charges so that he wouldn't have to face years and years in prison. Had he gone to a trial, that was a possibility. So he pled guilty to 2 charges and took the plea deal, and then Judge Metcalf, in his, sheer kindness, gave him a 3-year probationary term with strict guardrails to keep him from offending again. And Mr. Myers almost made it a year, almost, but didn't. And went off the rails again. So yes, all of the stuff that Mr. Resnick is starting with is all before the plea deal. Some of it even before before the Walkers filed their first injunctions. So, I mean, we're talking like back to the very beginning. So I don't know. I'm just writing like, what is the point of this? Why is he talking about this? What's the strategy here? I'm literally telling myself I have no idea what's going on. And this was also the point where he is live streaming himself, doing a lot of actions that helped to raise great alarm for the Walkers. That if he's live streaming himself, going to the U of A, looking for the victim's office, what else? I mean, what else is he going to do when he gets there? We don't know. So there was something about how the first injunction of harassment that they asked for ex parte, because of course it's ex parte with just, the victim and her family first, and then it gets served to the alleged harasser, and then either the harasser is like, oh yeah, I'll sign it, no biggie, or they have a contested hearing where the alleged harasser says, no, I wasn't doing that at all. You must have mistaken me for someone else or whatever. So they filed an injunction filed for an injunction against harassment, ex parte, as is the usual, was that kind of stuff. And then they realized, the Walkers realized that their minor children's names were included on the document. They didn't want those names getting out because everything else with this case gets out into the interwebs. So they didn't want those getting out. So they asked to withdraw that and file another one right away without the children's names included. Lane thinks there's a grand conspiracy with this. That even the judge said, well, I don't know if I'm supposed to do this or not because getting one, then withdrawing it and asking for another one, that can, if everyone keeps doing that for no good reason, that's going to clog up the court. That's going to, all these bad things. So the judge said, I don't know if I'm supposed to do this, but someone will tell me if I do this wrong. He grabbed onto that and has this grand conspiracy about it now. Okay, let's see. And of course, he won't find out about it until he's served. Mr. Myers is getting very huffy at this point because I think if I could interpret his, his whisperings and everything else, his body language correctly, he thinks this was a great injustice done against him. I'm not sure if it is or not, but this may be the beginning of where he really believes that it's a corrupt prosecutor.
I said, I'm glad. I love you.
I love you. Thank you. It was a great day.
So then, if hypothetically a citizen could view this as a corrupt prosecutor, would this be newsworthy? Sure. And then he starts going to other hypotheticals. Hypothetical. Could it be this? Could it be this? Could it be this? And finally, Ms. Stiles says, this has all been litigated already. What are we doing? It's all in the past. It has all been litigated. What are we doing with all these hypotheticals? It's all prior to his guilty plea. And the judge goes, yeah, okay, lunch break. So then we have an hour and a half for lunch.
Yeah, okay, lunch break. Bye.
Bye. While we were outside, getting ready for the break or, figuring out who's going to lunch where, whatever, Toteg Tucson was like, what is this guy doing? He's awful. What is he doing? I said, I don't know. I don't know what the strategy is yet. I'm glad I'm not the only one who's missing what it is, because I have no idea. But it was, I did not expect that from him, but then I didn't know all the lore of Toteg Tucson and Lane Myers. Because Toteg Tucson is one of the people that Mr. Myers accused of shooting up his house when he was in a completely different part of Tucson that night. So Toteg Tucson is not a fan of Mr. Myers currently. But like me, he's in the courtroom with a pad of paper and a pen taking notes. So there you go. He at least wants to get the information out to the masses, however they may feel about it. Like me, he's local. So like me, heading to the courthouse, taking notes, and then however he chooses to put the stuff out, put the information out, he'll do it his way and I'll do it mine. There you go. When we get back in, so now we're still under cross. Mr. Myers, hey, they took my pencil. Oh, okay, Lane. Inside voice. Inside voice. They get back into it. Apparently, some of the lore again is dabbling. Mr. Myers calls himself a dabbler because the first judge, Judge Griffin, said he was not a First Amendment expert, but he dabbled. So now they're the dabblers. And they went into private versus unlisted videos, YouTube videos. So we're back to YouTube lessons. Privated versus removed. And essentially what Mr. Walker said was, we could not access them, but we saw they were still there. They still existed. So they hadn't been removed. And, you know, that, I mean, like YouTube for Dummies, you can do a lot of different things with the videos on your channel. It may not matter to a certain extent, but if you're supposed to delete them because that's what probation says, then you're supposed to delete them. And from the information that the Walkers had when they tried to click on links, they still existed. They just didn't have access unless they signed into Google, which they weren't going to sign into their own account on Google and then try to access Lane's videos, because that's not a smart thing to do. So, you know, Mr. Walker was like, they still existed. They weren't supposed to exist. I may not have accessed them directly, but I could see that they still existed based on the messages from YouTube. So there you go. So then he was like, so you disagree with the probation officer who said that everything was taken care of in a matter of weeks? I said, yeah, I am gonna disagree with that, because it took longer than a few weeks for the videos that my wife and I identified as containing information about her, for them all to go away. So I wish I had hazard pay PDocs. Got a little bubble wand sitting up there. That's so far what I've gotten.
We're figuring out your compensation for the next one. You got to take the day off from volunteering.
I mean,
we got a whole month to figure that out.
You know, I just saw PDocs. That's all.
Yes, we will figure out something. Involving wine.
So, Mr. Walker, you keep saying safety issue. What's the issue? That's right. Ask an open-ended question to a witness that is not on your side. Absolutely. And so Mr. Walker said, listen, this is stalking and harassment so far beyond the pale. We have literally no idea what he or his followers are going to do next. So with the videos up, that allows everyone to get caught up on the lore, get caught up on all the contact information, and that's where the security issues, that's where the security issues exist. Well, did you charge anyone? Like if he got emails or something like that? I have to think, and Merb, please correct me, that he as a prosecutor cannot file charges against something that is that close to him. He would have to say, somebody else take a look at this. And he actually said, we handed off everything to TPD, Tucson Police Department. And it was up to them. Yeah, because again, ask the person who is not in charge of the thing. That's, phone goes off in court. Oh, Judge Metcalf not happy, because all phones are supposed to be off. So you're saying he was arrested for doing something in a federal courthouse. And apparently he was. Mr. Walker thought that the charges were dropped, but an arrest happened at a federal courthouse. Well, he was arrested for filming outside of it. Okay. So let's just keep it to what you actually know. Sure. You know, the typical defense bluster. Let's just keep things to what you know for sure now. Any evidence that Lane directed people to take any action? And he immediately said yes. And the nuclear option was the video that in which Mr. Myers specifically directed people to call her, do all this kind of stuff. He also mentioned redress your grievances, which isn't illegal for folks, to which Mr. Walker agreed with that, unless and until it bumps up against probation conditions. So, and I wrote down what was the victim doing in a public way that anyone would have anything to redress with her. She's a fundraiser for the U of A College of Law. In what way is she doing anything that you could redress grievances against her? That's where I lost that argument, because she shouldn't have been getting any grief anyway from Mr. Myers or his parasocial, comrades there, because she's not doing anything to anybody. You know what I mean? She is the wife of a prosecutor. Prosecutor you might have some issues with, but she's just the wife and not doing anything else besides professionally that would put her in that ballpark. At least that's my opinion. Allegedly. All right. Then there was a quiet period. And then in May, Mr. Walker, you said that a member of the community let Mrs. Walker, let the victim know that Mr. Lane was posting again. Who was that member of the community? So he had to identify me. He said Judy, a woman named Judy. And that's when Mr. Resnick said, and she owns Really Cool News. I own it. I run it. Apparently, it's all me.
Yep, you do. Yep. Because we're lovers, and I own it, so we're lovers in common community property. Yep.
You
Apparently.
admitted you sold property. You sold the station
I
to
did.
Judy.
I sold. Well, I signed an agreement when I married Judy in my gay, lesbian community, whatever, that I had to give her half of what I own. So that makes sense.
At least half.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
So
What did he say when she owns Really Cool News? What did
Mr. Walker actually said, I don't think she owns Really Cool News. I think that's a man named Jim Finch, because they talk a lot. I mean, Mr. Myers has talked a lot about Jim Finch. I think he owns Really Cool News. But I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, Mr. Resnick, if you're out there, you're a fucking moron. That's all I'm going to say about you. You're a fucking moron who doesn't do his research. I know you are totally swamped. I get it. I get everybody's totally swamped. But for a basic fact to swing and fucking miss, dude. Moron. Sorry.
I am squirming right now going, that's not true, but that's not true. So I am getting a better understanding of why Mr. Myers squirms at times, because not true, but I can't hop up and say you're wrong. I can't do that. I have to, my face, I'm sure, is facing. I'm sure my face has subtitles at this point. But yeah, that just no. And I will give Mr. Resnick this caveat. he probably shouldn't be doing that kind of research, because right now he can say on information and belief, and if he does the research, then he can't. So I don't know. I wouldn't research any of Lane's claims if I were his lawyer, because then I wouldn't be able to argue them with a straight face and a straight conscience. But that's me.
Yeah, he's a fucking moron. That's all I can say.
So then it's so you didn't know that Mr. Myers was putting out new videos until Judy notified you. And you know, at first it was, yes, he's posting videos, but they're not about you. So great. But we started keeping an eye out just in case things spiraled. And that's when they noticed that, you know, in a little bit, then, you know, she started getting more emails and all that kind of stuff. Yes, it was multi-language, believe me. She said, you know, but except for me letting the victim know, y'all would have never had any clue that Lane was posting again. And to which Mr. Walker replied, "Oh no, we would have found out relatively quickly because of the email started up again to the victim." When he started posting about James Freeman Springer, they kind of did cursory glances, but nothing about the Walker, so they had no issue with that. Declaration of war on June 4th. He was talking about a lot of his cases against Tucson that had to do with the city hall meeting, but again, they weren't mentioned. Mr. Walker was kind of tertiary because he was a prosecutor for, you know, a slight part of it, but they didn't have any problems with that. But then came the motion to modify from Mr. Myers. And they found it on Illuminate the Dark's channel. But how? You didn't know about Illuminate the Dark at that point. And Mr. Walker said, "You are right. However, we were poking around on Reluctant Prophet's site, and this is a public service site, just to see."
Thank you, Merb, for the $10 super chat. Thank you, Judy.
That's very kind, Merb. Thank you. So in poking around, they found the motion without, you know, the court stamp on it, posted on This Is a Public Services site, which they then trace back to Illuminate the Dark. And it is, you know, kind of, you know, like a spider web, right? Because like once one person posts something about it, if it is a topic of, you know, hot demand, then other people will post, and other people may mirror the first video, or, you know, there's lots of ways to do that kind of thing. And then it was a long time of Mr. Resnick conferring with Mr. Myers. A long time. Going then back to the emails between Miss Stiles and Mr. Myers. Did the Walkers ever see them? He didn't think he had. Not because apparently Lane was emailing with Rachel Stiles, but the Walkers weren't involved in that at all. So they hadn't really seen him. So that really wasn't part of the, you know, the experience for them. So then, you know, Resnick is like, well, he can file a motion, right? He's allowed to file a motion. Well, of course he's allowed to file a motion. I'm not saying that he can't file a motion. This seemed to be the start of all the previous activities happening again. So, you know, Resnick is like trying to get him to go this way, but Mr. Walker is saying, nope, we're just going here. And he also said, well, and also Mr. Myers will say that he's going to file a lot, and he doesn't always follow through. How's that injunction against Merb coming? Isn't that filed yet? So
how's the injunction and lawsuit against us? He's mentioned since last year. He's done it multiple times.
So it starts to like kind of drag on a lot because he stops after every question to confer with Lane. So Lane seems to definitely be, I mean, he can't say that he was unable to help out in his own defense, because it looked to me like he was very close to running it himself. He was, you know, whispering, not exactly the quietest. So yes, even though I'm sitting like behind 3 rows and over, I can still hear some of the words that he's saying. So he's good to hear, Merb. Good to hear. Keep your head up. I know it gets really hard. Keep your head up. You know, he's definitely helping in his own defense. He is very much involved. He's chipping away at any possibilities of appeal, because he's doing such a good job of helping out. Rebroadcasting videos. Oh, we lost Phil. We all choose what we do on our own channels. And we can, you know, we can post whatever we want, right? And this is where we start going around and around in circles. Because as far as Mr. Resnick is concerned, you know, Lane can't control other people, which Mr. Walker was like, you're absolutely right. But he can also do what he wants on his own channel. And to which Mr. Walker replies, as long as it doesn't go against his conditions of probation. So you're saying that he can't say, you know, this, like everybody else can say these magic words, but he can't. How is that fair? Because it is specified in his conditions of probation. And then they're trying to get into, that's your interpretation. Correct. What if Mr. Myers has a different interpretation? Then the finder of fact is going to figure it out, which is the judge. So yeah, pretty much. You know, well, Mr. Myers can't control reposting. Can he control what others says? Well, of course not. But then Mr. Walker did say, now if you're doing a live or a premiere, you can engage with the chat. And you can moderate that chat to prohibit some of your own conditions being violated. Well, what if you're otherwise engaged? Again, that's Lane's choice to do it that way. Well, that's your opinion. Okay. The wording of the conditions. Can they lead to different interpretations?
Hold on one sec. Good night, Gia. Thank you for everything today.
Night, Gia. Would probation have been the better organization to step in? Absolutely. Is probation completely overwhelmed? Especially in this case, with what Mr. Myers is choosing to do with his free time, they are not equipped. So absolutely. You know, that would it be better? Yes. Is it possible, doable? Probably not. So that's why the walkers came up with their list to say, let us help out. Here's what we're seeing. Are you aware that Mr. Myers had blocked the chat in, certain conditions? How is Mr. Walker going to know? That's a setup that you do like in the back, in the backs of YouTube. That's not something that is, it's like, how is he going to know? He's not going to know.
You know how I said I have one word that is flagged?
Mm-hmm.
Mods, tell me what that word is. They'll never guess it. They don't have access.
Even your mods don't know.
Even my mods don't know. No one has access unless I give them. Unless I make them like a managing mod or anything. We don't have managing mods.
Yeah.
I think Pants may have certain things, but even he can't go in and change things. So, yeah, they don't know. Yeah.
So now we're getting on to the War is the Answer video that, they're trying, I think Mr. Resnick is trying to go through a logical progression, but with Mr. Myers, frantic posting, before he was arrested, it's a little hard to figure it all out. Then they go on to, Lane Myers exposed, Rachel lies a lot, Midnight Rider. This is the one that he went on at like 11 o'clock at night or something like that and did like an overnight live. His claim is that it's not the walkers that are the stalkers. It's me. Lane, honey, I don't think I've ever watched a single one of your videos all the way through. I can't. I can't. Sorry.
No. And the likelihood it's me or Pants because we're up. A lot of these were like the send this one. I think that one was over at 3 or 4 a.m. Well, I'm up doing the paper and Pants is waiting to do the voiceovers. So of course we both were listening to Lane Myers when he tried to fool everyone by going live after midnight. You weren't even online.
Nope,
We
I
were.
wasn't.
Because we were working, because that's what I do every goddamn night. Sorry for that, but literally 365, I am up at between 2:30 and 3 a.m. feeding cats and then doing the paper. Everybody knows that. So, yeah.
So then I was identified by my channel name, Judy, you got this. And the Discord server chat was slammed down on the table. What about this? To what Mr. Walker says. Oh, is that Discord? That's not a YouTube chat. That's Discord. Okay, fine, Discord. Yeah, I don't do Discord. I don't know about Discord. Okay. So that kind of, fell flat. But Lane really thinks he got the goods with the Discord chat. I'm not going to worry. I say this to myself that everything he thought about it was not correct, but okay, it doesn't matter. This is that server or that channel doesn't even exist anymore. Hi, Sim.
No, after Lane pulled his stunt, I deleted the channel. We restarted a new one, and it was Lane's own Mr. Resnick. If Mr. Resnick wanted to use the contents of that channel, he should have done an immediate order on us to preserve that channel, let alone preserve that channel through Discord. We are under no obligation to play a role in this or to have my members' words somehow twisted by Lane Myers. I deleted that channel. I'll do it again. I even consulted an attorney before we did it. So, your own fault, Lane. your own fault for being an asshole. You should have quietly done it, never said a word, but you had to go online and you had to show every one of them and put my members in danger from your members to come after them. So I will do that same thing 100 times because you are not going to attack my members. You're not going to attack Judy. You're not going to do anything using my server against them. So that's that.
It'll be interesting to see if and how the message gets back to him. That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
So June 9th is when the first email, June 7th was the whole Discord server chat. June 9th is when the victim starts getting emails again. You're going to lose everything to Lane Myers. Be ready for war. Which kind of was like, see, the war, all the war references cause more concern for the walkers. So, because he, you know, ready for war or whatever the name of that, that one live was, that was concerning. That was their interpretation, especially based on that email that he then got. You know, that they are not just speaking hyperbole at that point. There may be some, you know, real issue here. And Mr. Resnick is comparing YouTube to like high school lunchroom, where we got the, you know, the blue sitting over here and the green sitting over here, and they hate each other, and so they're going to go back and forth. And that's kind of like YouTube. You got the pro lane, we got the anti lane, and they're going to go back and forth. No, okay. You know, who sent that first email? No idea. Did you prosecute anyone over it? Well, no, but it was turned over to TPD. And they started kind of getting a little more snippy at each other. Who is OBV 451 or something like that in the Discord server? And again, because he said something about, as Lane reported it, I could call probation and get Lane in trouble, which the probation officer has already testified that if they get a report from the general public or even the victims, they have to investigate it to see if a violation actually occurred or if somebody's just mad at somebody. So no, it doesn't just, you know, go out. Someone says, I saw him do this, and that's a probation violation. They don't violate him right away. They have to do their own investigation. I know, right, Simba? So they don't know, you know, have you had anyone actually showing up at your place of work? Have you had anyone showing up at your house? Have you had anyone, you know, and of course it's no to all that. So now we get to the Better Not Miss It, the 10+ hour long live stream. And Resnick is trying to, you know, there was LM exposed, Lane Meyer exposed from Really Cool News. So Lane is discussing this expose. I said an expose, no, an article, but okay. And with the AI Tinkerbell mocking him, you let the internet know what bugs you. They're going to serve it up to you.
Now, that is no longer AI. It's not AI, number one.
Sorry.
I do those in rendering software myself. But he now has new wings, and he is Lane Myers, the Weed Angel. He is the Weed Angel. There you go.
He should be happy about that.
Yes.
He should be happy about that. So according to Mr. Resnick, Better Not Miss It, the 10+ hour long video is Lane's response video to Really Cool News' expose. Had Really Cool News not done the expose, it wouldn't have kicked this off. To which I thought, wait, wasn't part of what Lane's arguments were? You're grown people. You shouldn't be bothered by what people on the internet say. So, walkers, grow up. Get the binky out of your mouth and grow up. And how about you, Lane? How about you? Grow up. It's words on the internet. You said those shouldn't hurt anybody. And this really is words on the internet because it's a news site. So it's words on the internet. But it's okay for him, but not okay for us. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, stop crying in court. I think you're right that he did say that. So then all throughout they're just kind of going back and forth. And it's about Lane Meyer's intent, to which Mark Walker does not know, Matt Walker, does not know the intent. He does not know what is inside Lane Meyer's mind. It is not a violation what he does in his mind, but what he does can be, is what Matt said. And I was like, oh, I like that. Let me write that down. Because thinking is not a crime, even with probation violations. Thinking is not a crime. This is not whatever that Tom Cruise movie was. However, if you take action and it violates your conditions, then it can be a crime. So, yeah. And then all throughout all of this, Resnick is going back and forth with Matt Walker. The judge is looking at his work screen. He's typing. I can see the light changing on his face as he goes to do different things. Minority Report. Thank you, Pants. Then he's, taking some notes, but he's like dipping in and out. I think the vast majority of this argument, Judge Metcalf was like, okay, we've heard this, we can move on. Did Really Cool News show the unfiled motion? And Matt Walker said, well, it may have been in there as Lane scrolled down, because he was scrolling. Lane was scrolling a lot in that live, going back and forth and hopping here and hopping there and going back and then proving how Jim got everything wrong.
Just to clarify, we do not print anything that I do not personally get off of the eAccess site. I do have receipts from eAccess, so that proves it. Like the other night, Mr. This is a Public Service had released a motion from Lane Myers, or the second motion from Ms. Stiles. That had been held up in the system. Nobody could get it. Mr. This is a Public Service released it. I did not release it to any of our servers until I purchased a copy 12 hours later. That's how I know that Mr. This is a Public Service was provided a copy by somebody, because he did not get it from the same source that I did. And that source, which is on our website, is stamped through the courts. If he goes back to the original document on that day, you will see a stamped copy, because that's what we do. Easily proved, easily disproved. If Miss Stiles would to use that, if it even makes any difference at this point.
I don't think it will.
But
I don't think it will.
Just so you know, my methodology, like Merv had posted the unstamped one on his server. because it was taking me, he was doing me a favor to do that. I still waited the 12 hours until it was available through official channels to get it. And I do have the receipt for that when I paid for it with my subscription. And yes, we do have a subscription to eAccess, $80 a month for 20 documents. Yeah, that's where your money went to, folks, when you chipped in last a couple weeks ago.
Ow.
Yeah. And the new microphone, because Pants was having a heart attack that didn't turn into a heart attack. And I was
Thank
scrambling because I would be having to read the news. So there you go. That's
So this is then, after lunch now. Or excuse me, afternoon break. And Miss Stiles is trying to talk to Mr. Resnick in the hallway about, so let's talk schedule. And I'm like, coming back for day number 3 for sure now. And they start talking about this, that, and then they go back on the record in the courtroom. And the judge gets involved in the conversation because he is this isn't the right term, but basically he's the head of juvenile court now. So if he's going to be pulled a day away from hearings, like there was one day they talked about, and he was like, I have 8 hearings that day. I cannot have someone else, I cannot farm out 8 different hearings. So, trying to figure this out, that's what a lot of the hearings is figuring out dates. So they're talking about September 14th, to which Mr. Meyer says, well, what about me? To which they ignore him. And then he said, well, we're going to have to stay the case. You're going to have to release me. To which they ignore him. And they finally decide on Monday, September 14th. The judge has hearings up to 10:30. So they're going to then start up at 11, go from 11 to 12, and then 1:30 to 4:30. And they may still call Lane. I don't know if Miss Stiles will have much redirect on Mr. Walker, because this is for the judge. The judge understands that some of the questions that Mr. Resnick had bordered on him testifying. The judge can put that aside without any jury instructions. I don't know if there's going to be much cleanup. I kind of don't think so. If there is a redirect, it should be short. And Mr. Walker is the last witness for the state. It would then go to Mr. Resnick for the defense. They said 1 witness. I'm hoping that's the recalling of the probation officer, and that's it. And then maybe Lane. But if Lane takes a stand, we are gonna need all afternoon to get through that.
Yeah, hang around afterwards. I will tell you exactly what they're going to do. I figured out their defense strategy, so we'll talk about that afterwards.
So, talking about Shannon, the astronaut, the rugby player, blah, blah, blah. Can he talk about them? To which Mr. Walker said no. Basically got a spit take out of Lane for that one. So he cannot talk about anyone in the world with that same name. To which Mr. Walker said, as I am reading the probation conditions, he can talk about it to a friend. He can talk about it to his family. He cannot post her name on social media. Period. End of statement. I don't care if it's about a rugby player. If the rugby player has the same name, he cannot post the name. Now, that's my interpretation of it, he said. The finder of fact will have to decide for sure. It's the posting it on social media that is, as far as Mr. Walker's concerned, clearly spelled out, clearly, in the probation conditions. But it's a difference of interpretation, because Mr. Myers believes he can. So if there's a disagreement, isn't probation supposed to step in? Ideally, they have the resources. They didn't have the resources. Also, things were spiraling quickly, and he was talking about going down to the U of A library again, which is very close to where the victim works. This was spiraling quickly. That's why the walkers called up probation and said, yo, hold up, this is going on. And what they started getting into arguments about, if you're asking for his opinion on probation, like what is probation supposed to do? That's a question for probation. Mr. Walker can talk about his actions with probation, but his opinion as to what probation should do isn't really relevant to this at hand.
Judy, pause 1 second. I need to play something because I forgot to play it at the start here.
On our August 11th, 2026 live stream, we identified social media influencer Jason Jensen as someone who live streamed during Lane Myers' probation hearing. Our reporting was based on information given to our reporter by an officer who was in the room at the time. Jensen has since contacted us and stated that we were in error and that he was not live streaming in the courthouse. We retract the statement and have temporarily removed both our live stream of the event and the follow-up live stream with coverage of that day until such time as we can remove the comments about Jensen. No mention was made of Jensen in our news publication. We apologize for any confusion this may have caused.
Nicely done, Pants.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Mr. Pants, for reading that. We've been playing that. That's like the 7th time today that we have played that. I just got a request to play that again. Apologies for, I am a mental midget at this point, self-admittedly. That's not new, but I realize I forgot to play it at the start of this broadcast, and if someone was listening to the start of the broadcast, they missed it. Yes, Phil, say what you're going to say.
There's a point where you haven't been a mental midget?
Exactly. Let's finish up with Judy. Let's keep going. Going.
Okay. So Mr. Walker's opinion about what probation should have done isn't relevant right now. Sustained, Mr. Resnick, you can make that argument to me in closing. To which Mr. Myers says, 6 months from now. To which Resnick is like, stop now. Was the outgoing song a concern? That was the one about war, I guess. And he said no. Delay, deny, depose, got into, was there any other thing that because it came from a book, that came from a talk, that came from a blah, blah, blah. And Mr. Walker was only familiar with it as far as the current events were with Mangione. So, but it could be interpreted differently. If I'd known about the other things, possibly, sure, okay. Let's see. Okay. Lane's brother. Did you know that Lane had a brother? No, I was not aware of that. So did you know that he blah, blah, blah. I mean, he kept adding, did you know that his brother did this? Did you know that his brother who did this had it, and he kept like adding on and on. And apparently, according to Mr. Resnick and Mr. Myers, Lane's brother was a Marine who died in the Battle of Kirkuk. I think that's how he said it. And so he is trying to say that the video that had the talking about you know, going to war and the cost of war and take you know, perseverance and all that kind of stuff. I think it was like an 8-hour, 9-hour one, something like that. It was all about his brother who died in the line of duty, who was with a SEAL team around, something like that. And Mr. Walker was not aware of any of those facts. To which Lane was like, well, then watch the video. Maybe we don't want to, but okay. All right. The lying legal losers or whatever it was that he put on the rugby player's jersey. Were you aware that by posting a picture of the rugby player, Mr. Myers could get himself into some trademark issues? Oh, okay, that's why he changed. What is a phrase that Joshua Gray uses a lot. Sure, okay, lying legal losers or whatever it is. Sure, it's because of trademark issues. Sure.
That same phrase popped up in the challenge video, believe it or not.
Did it?
Yes, it did. Weird how that happened.
So Judge Metcalf is not taking any notes at all during any of this. In fact, now he's just scrolling on his work screen because, again, I can see when the light changes on Judge Metcalf's face. So you think an astronaut would make a good mascot for the video? He was like, I don't know. And Mr. Walker has been on the stand the entire blessed day at this point. And this is after 3:30. So I can only imagine how exhausted he is. He's like, he's done with the niceties here. He's just gonna just give the answers as quickly as he can. Liberty Troll. Does Lane have any control over what he does? And this is, again, it's like Mr. Walker has already said, Lane cannot control others. He can only control his own actions. And if Liberty Troll posted personal information, which Mr. Walker considers wife's name, period, end of statement, if that is posted on social media, and then he goes back if Liberty Troll posts it, that is not an issue for Lane. But if he then goes back to another interview with him and doesn't say anything, doesn't say, yo, buddy, it's too close to the line kind of a thing. If he keeps going back, then, for Mr. Walker is like, is that breaking a condition? The finder of fact will figure it out. And then he did say, look, he pled guilty. And he's starting to continue. Mr. Walker is starting to continue that statement. And Mr. Resnick goes, wait. Mr. Walker said, if he says she lied, she perjured herself, he is wrongfully convicted due to her actions, if he continually makes those statements, that the victim is a liar, she perjured herself, and because of that perjury, now an innocent man, Mr. Myers, is wrongfully convicted, that leads to harassment, and it is untrue. So that shut up, Resnick, for a minute. More conferring. The emails, do you know who sent the emails? One was from a person in Australia. One, was he directed to email the victim by Mr. Myers. How is Mr. Walker supposed to know that? Oh, no. Lane Myers cannot control the writer of the email. Okay, sure. Don't even know if they're real people. They could all be bots. To which Mr. Walker said, well, I don't know enough about how to, spoofing emails and stuff like that works, so I have no idea. Lots of Mr. Myers has no control over pre or post production from the jail. Do you have any evidence as you sit here now that he has control? No. Public servant is the victim.
Okay, pause 1
Yes.
second. In, I believe, the first Blue Line Transparency and the first Liberty Troll, they go over instructions for what to say and what to do in the videos. What Blue Line Transparency is supposed to cut out of the video at a later time. Of course, both are idiots and left that in the video and made no edits, especially I believe it was the Blue Line. I know the Liberty Troll one where he was supposed to be taking the names out. He did not. I know that the Blue Line Transparency, I'll say I am like 50% sure the Blue Line Transparency thing had the same issues, that Mr. Myers said things that he thought were going to be cut out because they explicitly talked about it because it's right there in the transcript.
Dang.
Yeah, so
And
that would
Pants-
be an easy layup for Miss Stiles.
Pants, the standard of proof for the probation violation hearing is preponderance of the evidence. So it is not beyond a reasonable doubt. The needle has to go tink as opposed to tink.
Yeah. And so far it's dinked, in my opinion, about 4 times now. So I don't know.
Is she a public servant? They get into that. And there is an Arizona statute that defines it. Mr. Walker said, well, I am certainly a public servant as a prosecutor. But he compared his wife's position as like a sports booster, raising money for a college that's really not she's like a booster, could someone come to a different conclusion? Well, someone could, but not reasonable people. Ooh. And there's no certification to be a journalist, right? And Mr. Walker was like, well, I don't know. I'm not a specialist in that at all. Well, let's assume no. And this is, journalists cover breaking news because they go after the clicks, right? And, this is, no one cared about Karen Reed until she was charged. And this was going back to, if Really Cool News never posted anything about Lane, none of this would have blown up. To which he said, no, Lane Myers' story was revived by Lane Myers, by his own actions. And Illuminate the Dark, Mr. Walker said, listen, Mr. Myers involved her by giving her the motion. And, that he didn't have to do that. But it's obvious from following the breadcrumbs that she got it first based on the dates, and she could not have gotten it um, from anybody but Lane, because he was the only one who had it at that point. Well, but then Really Cool News started publishing, and then the drama followed. If they hadn't, they covered things that would not have occurred had he not posted. It was all a reaction to, I don't know. Just as far as Resnick is concerned, you are covering the fight, not the actual story. Because Lane had said something about DEI funding, and that's why the victim's job changed, because Trump sent a letter to the U of A saying he was going to wipe out all the DEI stuff, and the timing doesn't work out for that, so that's wrong. But if Lane believed it, he would be incorrect, but that's his interpretation. Okay. All right. And as far as Mr. Walker is concerned, nothing my wife does is political. She raises funds for a college of law. I mean, it's not political. But Lane doesn't have any obligation to tell others to stop talking about his wife. And then Mr. Walker said the statute says causes, not controls. That his actions, if they were to cause the harassment, not control the harassment. So if Really Cool News posts something and someone disagrees, they can reach out. Is it Lane Meyer's fault? And well, if Lane Myers causes it, maybe, and then they start, look, this is argument. Judge Metcalf says, we're getting into argument now, which is what Mr. Resnick needs to posit at the end of it all in his closing arguments. Let's move on. To which Lane says, let's move on to the release. Release me. Okay. All right. And again, J-Dub audits. Claim that he called for call flooding, but Lane Myers didn't direct him to do that. Now, did he? Is this a good time to stop Mr. Resnick? Mr. Resnick has a large legal notebook, pad of paper. He starts lifting pages to see how many more pages of questions for Mr. Walker. I lost count. I lost count of the pages that he still has remaining for Mr. Walker. I believe it's over 10. So yes, let's break now. And Lane pipes up, can we talk about releasing me on a bond? To which Mr. Metcalf, Judge Metcalf, just very, very nonchalant, like without emotion. No, I'm not revisiting that. So I'm going to spend another month making videos, and I'll be in here forever. Mr. Myers, that is your choice to make another month's worth of videos. You can choose to be like your best bud, and I say that sarcastically, James Freeman Springer, who shut his mouth and is not currently in jail and not worsening his case. You could try that to see if you can not add any more charges. Just a thought.
Let me add, James Freeman broke $72,000 to his GoFundMe campaign yesterday, or actually this morning, and Lane Myers hasn't even broken $2,000.
I think that's another sore spot because
it is.
Yeah.
He talked about it last night in the interview, which is available. We Pants did a wonderful transcription or a wonderful reading of that, which you can find on our channel, in the main channel. We played it at the start of our marathon today, in fact. So go ahead, Phil. I apologize.
No, it's fine. I was just going to say, it's preponderance of the evidence, and when you say in open court, I'm going to defy the court order. It ceases to become preponderance and now becomes beyond a reasonable doubt.
The trouble, of course, is he's also said that I'm going to continue to violate if I'm on probation and get out. The first thing that's going to happen if you send me to prison is I'm going to call Jeff Gray. And I'm going to call Reluctant Prophet, and because there's no conditions on me now, so you're screwed either way, people, because I'm playing 4D chess, and you guys aren't even playing checkers, is the idea there.
Of course, in prison, Lane, they can restrict your phone usage.
Well, just remember, let's see, who went away? News Now, Houston.
Houston, yes.
Went to prison. We don't hear from him. Let's see. Jason Dollarhide.
Yes.
Prolific on Chille's channel all the time while he was in jail. Prison. Haven't heard a peep.
Yep.
It goes on and on and on and on. He's also lucky that Pima County is not, it's literally not designed for someone who has internet knowledge. So that's why Lane got to stream last night. He live streamed from the jail last night.
He did?
He did. Yes. He was
I
live
didn't
on
realize
Liberty
he
Troll's
live
channel.
streamed. Oh,
well, it was basically Liberty Troll put him on, and the call
it was live.
Was live. He was answering questions from chat. Yeah, that they probably didn't mention it because it happened so late, but yeah, they did this stuff. So other YouTubers, Craig Hendry, 3 jails in Indiana, he tried that shit once, and he quickly lost his privileges. Yeah, he did a couple times, and one of them, again, lost his privileges, didn't hear from him again. His last thing, he said, well, I'm going to update next week. We're going to have another one of these on my channel. No. 8 months later, he's out. Not another peep. So, yeah, we are going to wrap up in a minute, Mr. Parson. I want to thank Judy for being here. You got any other notes as you were leaving or wrapping up?
The elevators don't work.
Oh, goody.
2 of the 4 elevators were down. So, we were all squishing in, man.
Yeah.
I was in the elevator with Miss Stiles and Mr. Resnick and a bunch of other folks that I'm like, oh, fabulous. Okay.
Oh, goody. Did Resnick smell of Dr. Pepper?
I was on the other side of the elevator from him.
Okay. Let's wrap up. It is getting late. I do want to thank Judy. We will work it out so Judy can be at that next hearing. We will somehow do that. Yeah, Judy, you're going to get a bribe. I don't know how we're going to bribe you, but you've got to see how this ends. You have to play this out. I mean, we've got 4 weeks to rearrange your schedule, or almost 5. So we've got to have an ending.
I have to admit, I'm like, I can understand why Lane is like, in a month?
Yeah.
A freaking month? And I sit and rot? You won't even revisit. Listen, buddy, the consequences of your actions. I know it's hard, but yeah,
Yeah, PDox points out that Chille tried that and got cut off midstream in Las Vegas and got thrown in the hole for it because it was a violation there. So again, we're going to wrap up now, folks. I do want to thank Miss Judy again. I want to thank all of you for the super chats. All of it is much appreciated. Helps the channel go. What's Phil?
I would like to thank everyone for the wonderful birthday wishes. I thank you
Yes.
again so much. It was fantastic.
And you better personally thank that mystery guest we had.
Yes, the mystery guest was fabulous.
Who sang you happy birthday before Judy got here.
Sultry. You didn't. If you missed it, Judy, you need to go back
Gonna
and
have
listen.
to go back.
Oh
Yes.
God, it was sultry. Oh
yes. Folks, we'll be back with you tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're not going to do the closing music tonight. We're just going to get out of here. Again, thank you all for being here. Please go ahead and shoot, we almost went 3 hours. So on top
Sorry,
of the
what?
8 hours, 8 hours I already did. Yeah, I'm losing it. So good night, everybody. Ending the stream.